on. may lead us to different paths that you may not intend on us taking. Inspire us to seek for the goodness in people when we may only see the bad. Provide us with the strength that we may need to grow into no doubt wonderful young men and women. Bless us as we graduate, as soon as we start our next chapter in our life. Bless us with courage, compassion, generosity, and protection. Bless us with hope, so that as we move forward in the future, we can be reminded of what we are working for, what we are striving to achieve. Bless us as we begin to make memorable milestones in our lives, milestones that will help lead us to the outstanding future that awaits, milestones that will not only make friends and family proud, but will also make the Carlisle family proud. Because remember, once achieved, always achieved. Lord, it is in your heavenly name we pray. Amen.
You may be seated. Good evening. I want to extend to you a very warm welcome to Carlisle's 50th Commencement. We are pleased that you have joined us. A few announcements before we begin. If you would please, turn your cell phones to the silent mode. Because we are live streaming, we ask that you not use the school's Wi-Fi. It interferes with our ability to be able to have a continuous feed. We understand that you will want to get photos of the graduates, but we have a photographer capturing these moments, and all owls must be kept free. We ask that you also respect the formality of this occasion and wait until the end of the ceremony to express your excitement over our graduate successes. The loud outbursts detract from the nature of this event. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank certain groups and individuals who have been instrumental in making today a reality and this year a success. First, I want to thank the faculty and the staff. They do it for love of the profession. They have worked tirelessly to provide the best education for your child. I would also like to thank the Board of Trustees. The members of the Board of Trustees are committed to the financial security of this school. And here today we have the President, Jennifer Thomas, Greg K. Moore, the Vice President, and Anna McLean, the Secretary. We also are very appreciative of all of our volunteers that have helped with so many events, especially teacher appreciation. Without them, it would be very difficult for us to operate. And then, parents and guardians, if you would please stand. I want to thank you for your child's education, and just stand and be recognized, the parents of these graduates. actions in your program regarding our recessional. On March the 14th, 1968, the first organizational meeting of Carlisle School was held, 1968. And against the advice of the experts, the decision to open the fall of that year was made. And 6 months later, on September the 3rd, 1968, the doors of Carlisle School officially opened with 84 students in attendance, thanks to the grit and determination of 12 founding families with a vision of an independent day school devoted to the development of students with this keen academic background, but also to the development of boys and girls who are self-disciplined, honest, and hardworking, the foundation for becoming useful citizens. That first year, Mrs. Gabrielle Roy served as the headmistress, but that was while the Board of Trustees negotiated to lure Mr. Charles Comiskey, referred to as the elusive Comiskey, from Norfolk Academy to take the headmastership. Mrs. Roy set the tone for excellence at this school. But Charlie Comiskey, an architect of academic excellence, took it to the next level. He said in an open letter, Carlisle School was founded on the premise that an independent college preparatory school provides the greatest opportunity for developing the full potential of the student, morally, spiritually, and intellectually. From the beginning, his standards of excellence were established. It was a challenge to the faculty as well as the students. That remains the challenge today, and those traditions established then are still time-honored today. On June the 7th, 1974, the school held its first commencement with 27 students graduating, all accepted to a four-year college or university. It was stated in the Martinsville Bulletin that this class has borne the burdens of being the oldest class in a school struggling to get established. They have provided much of the leadership, taken the lumps, and believed in the ideas of Carlisle School. We are honored to have with us Mrs. Martha White Medley, daughter of one of the founders, Gorman White. We have Bailey Farley Showalter and Charles Comiskey. From that very first graduating class, they are here now to celebrate the 50th class. Would you please stand and be recognized? Martha, Bailey, and Charlie. In addition to Chuck, class of 74, we have more of the beloved headmasters family here today. We have Seeley, class of 78, John and Billy, who attended Carlisle until the family moved to Georgia. But as Finley said, once a chief, always a chief. Will you please stand and be recognized? It gives me great pleasure to introduce the 2023 valedictorian who will deliver the valedictory speech, Christiana Demaro.
Friends, family, teachers, everyone, we made it. And boy, oh boy, did we go through a lot to get here. 18 years, hundreds of essays, presentations, hours of frantic study for exams, and a full-on global pandemic later, we stand here today as high school graduates. Despite every challenge the world has thrown at us, we've kept going. We've enjoyed the good times for the memories we'll think back on and smile. We've weathered the bad times so we could grow stronger and learn lessons we'll carry with us as we look to the future. We've done it all in anticipation of this day. And when I look back on the experiences that have brought us here, I know it was all worth it. I want to take a moment to talk about some of those good times, some of those memories that, even though words can never quite capture the essence of, I'd like to try. In the 14 years I've spent at Carlisle, I've met a lot of different people, a few of which have been crazy enough to make the entire journey with me. And we've had more than our fair share of memories over the year. Just ask Elizabeth, who will never, ever, and I too mean ever, fail to remind me of the days when I would spend PE masquerading as a Secret Service agent talking on the phone to the president. You could also ask my fellow woodwind players from way back in 5th grade with good old Mr. B. Or Finley, who I long ago convinced of the Italian tradition of hanging Christmas trees on the ceilings. Oh, and for those of you who remember, I still don't know what happened to our class bioluminescent dinosaur Ringo, so if anyone does, please let me know. By the way, I'd like to make it clear that just because I haven't known some of you longer than I've known multiplication doesn't mean I don't have any fond memories with you. I don't have to have known you for 5,000 plus days, yes, I did do the math, to get up here and totally embarrass you. Take Gabe, for instance, who only showed up back in 8th grade, but has never missed a chance to be the goofiest, downright silliest, most mischievous tomfool I've ever had the pleasure of being friends with. Or Andrew, who may actually know more about Taylor Swift than her own Wikipedia page. One of the things I enjoy the most about Carlisle is that no matter when you come in, who you are, or what kind of personality you have, you'll find a way to become part of the group. At such a small school, it's a matter of when, not if you'll know everyone. And at the risk of sounding cliche, I do see our class as a family. An oddball family, definitely, but a family nonetheless. One that has evolved over time to include everyone sitting here today. And, like every family does, we've had our ups and downs, our triumphs and defeats, but those have only brought us closer together. All that we've been through as a class has bonded us, whether we wanted to or not. And no matter how distant we may feel at times, we'll always share this experience. These have been the most formative years of our lives. And one day, far down the road, we'll look back on these years and laugh at it all, the good and the bad. Because the things that seem so life-altering to us today will seem trivial tomorrow. And the things that scare us now will have conquered 10 times over. As our senior year has gone by, and I think I can speak for all of us a little when I say this, I've been torn between making the most of this year and trying to move on to college before it was time. But now that we're here at graduation, I'm starting to realize why it was that I felt so conflicted. It's because this is both the end and the beginning for us. This is the end of our childhood, but the beginning of the rest of our lives. We have to somehow be sad that it's over, smile that it happened, be nervous about entering a new world, and look forward to new beginnings, all at the same time. To put it simply, our free trial is up. Literally, like we have to take care of ourselves now, which is kind of scary. It's a lot to take in. All of the work we've done over the course of our lives has led us here, and yet we have no idea what's coming next. It's terrifying, but it's also exciting. As daunting and emotional as this transition is, we get to look forward to all the great things to come in our lives. And believe me, knowing this class, there are going to be a lot of good things to come. I look forward to the future when we all meet again to discuss our successes and reminisce over the days we spent here. I know that each of us feels differently about today. Some of us are happy to be moving on. Some are sad to see high school gone. Some are just confused about how to feel, or at least I am. But I also know that we've earned this day. We've worked so incredibly hard to get here, and despite all the headaches, heartaches, late nights, and boredom-filled hours, we have survived everything. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm proud of us. When I look around at the family I've built here, I admit I'm a little teary-eyed at having to say goodbye, but I'm also filled with happiness as I see our class thrive, as I see the people I care about so much get to enjoy the success they've worked so hard to achieve. As much as I'd like this moment in time to last forever, I want even more to see every member of this class succeed. Now, I won't say we haven't all had our differences, or our hard times, our conflicts. We absolutely have. But when all is said and done, there's no changing who we are. And we are the class of 2023. That title is uniquely ours. It's what brought us together to be here today, and it's what will bring us together again in the future. It's more than just the title over our section of the yearbook or the writing on our Carlisle sweatshirts. It's a part of who we are as people. The time that we've grown up with, we all met each other here at this school, we've all gotten to share so many experiences, plays, sports, proms, unfortunately AP exams. All of those experiences have made us the class of 2023, and all of those experiences are what make us who we are. They're what make us, us. And I know that 10, 20, even 50 years from now, when we look back on all the experiences we gained here, we'll be grateful for all the things that we learned inside the classroom, but also very much outside of it as well. I hesitate to wrap this speech up, not because I enjoy the sound of my own voice, but because I know that it's almost time to say our farewells. And I'm not really one for goodbyes. So I won't call this a goodbye. Instead, I'll say, ci vediamo presto, which in Italian is basically just a way to say, we'll see each other soon. But if that's not good enough for you, take the eternal words of the great poet Vera Lynn. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. But I know we'll meet again, some sunny day. I look forward to that sunny day, when this class comes together again as one, whenever and wherever that day may come. Thank you.
Thank you, Christiana, for those very insightful remarks. The 50th commencement speaker for the Carlisle School is Charles Comiskey Jr. He's a member of Carlisle's first graduating class. He's the son of Charles Commencement Sr., who served as the head of school from 1969 all the way up through 1980. Chuck went on to graduate school with a business degree from the College of William and Mary. He earned an MBA from Columbus College. He's a resident of Columbus, Georgia since 1982. He and his wife, Mary Lynn, have 2 children, Rudy, a homemaker in Columbus, and Charlie, a Marine infantry officer now living in California. After several years working in the business world, Chuck opened Target Market Advertising in 1992. He also became fully involved in the area's civic community. He has served on the boards of the Columbus Country Club, the Stewart Community Home, Columbus Ad Fed, the Columbus Regional Tennis Association, and the Georgia chapter of the United States Tennis Association. He served on the board as treasurer of the Columbus Botanical Garden for many years. Additionally, he has served as president of the Columbus Ad Fed, the Stewart Community Home in Quarter. To this day, Chuck credits the Carlisle Senior Speech Program as one of the biggest propellers for any of the successes that he has had, as well as the main reason he felt comfortable agreeing to deliver an address at the 2023 Carlisle School Commencement. Please join me in welcoming back to Carlisle School, Charles Comiskey Jr.
Well, thank you very much. I don't know where to begin because between what Ms. Agnew said earlier and Christiana's great remarks, I'll cover a lot of what I wanted to say. But I'd say it all again, because to all the proud parents and family members, to Carlisle's esteemed trustees, the administration, the faculty and staff, and to all the many special guests who are here, and most importantly, to the very unique class of 2023, it's with great pleasure and a broad brush of nostalgia that I stand before you today. As a member of this inaugural graduating class back in the pre-smartphone, pre-personal computer, basically just the prehistoric days of 1974, I'm deeply honored to represent my fellow alumni on this momentous occasion. Because as great an evening as this is for you talented graduates The mileage marker that Carlisle is racing past here today is even more for the history books. And that's 50 years of providing a quality product. It's you and me, Martha and Bailey, quality products. Now, that's 5 decades, and for you young folks, you might not really grasp that now, but that's a long time. It's a half a century. Now, I'll try to be brief. I know a lot of you grads probably are past ready to go to the Rooster Walk and begin your weekend graduation and Memorial Weekend activities, so I'll try to be brief, but you never know. But I have the podiums for a few minutes, so I'd like to begin where Ms. Agnew also led, commemorating the vision of that made this institution possible and us products a reality. And that's the Carlisle's founding trustees. It was a small group, as you see in the program. They recognized an educational need in the community. They came together and they fearlessly embarked on the journey to fill the void. This was in the late 1960s, as you saw, 1968, I think. Against all odds, they pooled their resources, they found the right people, and brought this institution to life. Now, longevity in education is not a given. The fact that Carlisle has stood tall, providing this quality product for over 50 years, is a testament to these trustees' foresight, their perseverance, and their commitment to building a great foundation for independent education. But while we've been recognizing the extra special individuals, I have to reflect upon my father, who, as we've talked about, became the first permanent headmaster, now known as head of school, of Carlisle. And my father was not the first head of school to discuss. That was Mademoiselle Gabrielle Roy, a very diminutive and endearing Frenchwoman who skillfully pushed all the right buttons, and she just connected all the right people with the right things to make the initial year here at Carlisle a success. She was the first example of these founding trustees finding the right people to do the job. So my father came to Carlisle for the start of his second year. The trustees knew he understood the high value of independent education, and he knew he would work hard to build the all-important community support to achieve this longevity. But they also knew my father came with a superpower, and that was my mother. Eileen, or Big Eye, as she was widely and lovingly known around here. They were a remarkable couple, very engaging and very fluid in all of society's ways. They quickly turned our home into the host venue for countless post-school parties. Oakmeal Street has never been the same, I'm sure. But I like to think that one of the reasons the trustees were excited about my father was that upon hiring him, he brought an immediate increase in student enrollment. And you've already met my brother Billy and John, my sister Celie, who are here, along with Celie's husband Dean. I am the oldest of 6 kids, and so 5 of us started that very next year, and Billy started shortly thereafter. He was our 6th. My sister Jeannie was in the class of 1975, and my sister Katie was in the class of 1980. And I wish I had time to repeat even half of the funny stories and cherished memories they each have of Carlisle's early years and of Martinsville in general, but there's not enough time, not even a week, to do all that. We drove around town earlier, and golly, the laughs we had. So the school started growing immediately. Work had already begun on the new middle school building and the gymnasium. An upper school addition would soon follow, with labs and a new library and carpeted hallways with always unlocked lockers. But as important and great as all that was, it was the creation of the huge new athletic field complex that really excited us all. Once again, though, we got to credit the founding trustees. They saw a possibility and made it happen. I mean, from up here on this hilltop, looking down over there, all we saw were the tops of trees going down a hill. It was just a huge wooded area. But somebody saw something different. Somebody smart saw something different and said, we can make that work. And before long, trees were being removed and mountains of dirt were being brought in to create the level playing fields that have been so important to the Carlisle students of all generations. But who among us back then will ever forget the many hours we spent pulling rocks out of that freshly laid dirt during our Saturday detentions? To my father, athletics and extracurricular activities were as integral to a student's education as the 3 R's. As a matter of fact, he'd probably add a P to those R's. It would be reading, writing, arithmetic, and participation. To him, academic excellence was crucial, but it is complemented and enhanced by the lessons learned and experiences gained through extracurricular activities. Everybody has to participate, and we did. And from what I've learned about Carlisle students and from Cristiano's comments, you students still do. Case in point, back then, Coach Tom Webster fielded our first football team in 1971 with all of 28 players. But that was out of only 30 eligible guys. Likewise, in the same year, the girls' field hockey team had 24 players on it, out of just 28 eligible girls. Then, in no time at all, there were academic clubs, the student government, the honor council, the school newspaper, and the annual, in addition to all the athletic teams. It was exhausting, it was fulfilling, it was very fun. We didn't coin the phrase, doing a lot with a little, but whoever did had Carlisle in mind. Now, I described the class of 2023 as unique when I began, and that's because we have to acknowledge the extraordinary circumstances that have shaped its high school experience, and Cristiano alluded to. Yes, COVID-19, the unexpected party crasher, forced this class to embark on the most important part of their freshman year from the cozy confines of their homes. Now, as great as that sounds to us non-starters, learning remotely without the usual buzz of school hallways and the camaraderie of classmates is a disruption nobody could have fully imagined. But here's the thing, disruption and adversity have a funny way of shaping us. Whether it's a writer framing his stories or a potter molding clay, adversity helps us become resilient beings capable of conquering almost anything. This class has shined despite this historic adversity, and it will remain a testament to the unique circumstances that will forever shape its character. Now, my dad, as much as anything else, he was a cheerleader. He especially cheered on student achievement of all kind. He'd be bragging about this class's almost 95% participation in varsity athletics, and the two of you now going on to compete at the collegiate level. He'd be beaming about the 1,500 hours in community service you've provided, including the major representation on the Harvest Youth Board. And he'd never let anyone forget the state championship you earned, or that there's an Eagle Scout amongst you. But he would have special hugs for you lifers. Those of you who have had, he would have cheered on during your entire Carlisle educational career. You guys would hold a special place in his heart. My father would be so impressed with Carlisle today. And as a member of the inaugural graduating class, I am too. I'm loving being back on this campus that has grown so much, but still has not grown over any of my unbreakable personal memories. I mean, right over there in the venerable gymnasium in the Roy Building, it was 1974, and the boys basketball team, led by Coach Harris, whooped up on a future NBA second-round pick. Little old us. Google it. Wayne Robinson, LA Lakers, Greensboro Country Day. We owned them. And again, back down there on the Dick Hensley Athletic Complex, I'll never forget the 3 years of football we played on that rock-free field. Of course, we didn't win every game we played, but we were undefeated on that field, 16-0 in all of our home games. But none of us will ever forget teachers roaming the halls with rulers, measuring girls' skirts to ensure their hems did not exceed 6 inches from the middle of their knee. It was funny thing about that was, if the skirt indeed was too short for the school code, the girl would be admonished and then forced to wear her gym outfit for the rest of the day, which was even shorter. You just don't shake memories like that. But what I'm getting at here, class of 2023, is that you are generating memories now that might not gain weight in your mind for years to come. But they will, and you will smile broadly when they pop back into your conscience. And then you'll realize every one of them will have come from your participation in at least one of the many activities Carlisle School has made available to you. Now, I'm not sure which one of you it will be, but I'm gonna bet one of you will be asked to be on the stage 50 years from now, congratulating the class of 2073, the members of which will be beaming up right after the ceremony to begin their continuing education in some far part of the galaxy. It will be Carlisle's 100th graduating class, and it will be a really special moment for one of you, just like this has been for me. So congratulations to the class of 2023. Best of luck to each of you on all your future participations, and I hope they're productive, rewarding, and educational. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, and we would like for you to accept this Jefferson Cup appreciation for what you've done for us today. Thank you so much. The Carlisle Distinguished Alumni Award recognizes a Carlisle School graduate who has excelled in one or more of the following ways: has contributed unselfishly to the local community or Carlisle community through volunteerism, has achieved excellence in the workplace, has exhibited positive leadership in the community and or the workplace. The alumni selected more than fulfills the qualification for Carlisle's Distinguished Alumni in that she has contributed in numerous ways to the community, to Carlisle School, and to her workplace. Upon graduating from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill with a BA degree in political science, she worked for a public relations firm in Colorado before relocating to Martinsville. She also worked as the legislative aide to Ward Armstrong, a member of the Virginia House of Delegates. During her time working for the Virginia legislature, she not only served the state well, but also her local community. In Martinsville, Henry County, she has held multiple volunteer leadership positions, including serving on the Virginia Museum of Natural History, the Anchor Commission Board, and the Carlisle School Board of Trustees. Having been a member of the Carlisle School Board of Trustees since 2016, she has served on numerous committees, including the Endowment Committee, the Financial Aid Appeals Committee, the Strategic and Long Range Planning Committee, the Golden Jubilee Committee, and the Resource Development Committee. And due to her extensive knowledge and experience on the state legislative level, she is our go-to person for legislative updates that pertain to the school. In addition to her service on the Carlisle Board, she has been extremely involved as a member of the Carlisle Parent Association. She is married to James McLean, class of 1994, and has two daughters, Harmon, who is in grade 6, going this year, and Lucy, grade 4. The Distinguished Alumni Award goes to Anna Sands McLean, class of 1996. Anna, would you please come forward? By the way, Harmon is going to 7th grade. Don't hurt me, Harmon. I know it's important. The Hooker Garrett Award was established with endowment gifts from Mr. and Mrs. Clyde Hooker and Catherine H. Garrett in recognition of a lower school faculty member who has demonstrated excellence, who conveys enthusiasm for teaching and learning to students, and who displays a significant interest in and loyalty to Carlisle School. This year's recipient for the Hooker Garrett Award goes to a teacher who works tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure all of her students' needs are met. The deep connection and bond that she forms with her students is evidenced by the fact that middle and high school students still stop by daily to say hello. This teacher does so much for her students and co-workers without boasting, and she steps up to the plate without being asked. Everything she does well. When you walk by her room, the students are actively engaged, sharing a laugh because of our own Peppermint Patty's quick wit and banter. Her standards are high, and she brings out the personal best in each of her students. She loves them, she challenges them, and inspires them. There's a t-shirt for every occasion. This quote comes to mind when you think of this teacher. Tell me, and I forget. But you teach me, and I remember. If you involve me, I learn. Well, it is my pleasure to announce that the 2023 Hooker Garrett Award goes to Casey Thompson. The Francis T. West Chair for Teaching Excellence was established with an endowment gift from the estate of Francis T. West in 2009. Well, this chair recognizes a faculty member who has demonstrated teaching excellence in the middle or the upper school, who conveys enthusiasm for teaching and learning to students, and who displays a significant interest in and loyalty to Carlisle School. This year's recipient of the Francis T. West Award shares a deep passion for education, which is evident in his lessons and his activities. This teacher conveys his enthusiasm for the subject area through exciting tales and reenactments using artifacts while demonstrating quite a talent for acting. This teacher can be found in the trenches along with his upper school students as they makeshift World War II phones to communicate down the hallway, all while wearing authentic battle helmets. He indeed is a master storyteller that can help or keep even a middle schooler engaged for an entire class period. It is my pleasure to present the Francis T. West Award to Mr. Hunter Haskins. We now present the Trustee Awards, the gift of a Jefferson Cup to each graduate who has attended Carlisle since the first grade. These gifts are presented to the graduates by the Board of Trustees. Please come up when your name is called to receive your cup from Jennifer Thomas, Board President, and Beth Gammons. Finley Brightwell. Emily Cahill. Christiana Demaro. Webb Garrett. Chloe Taylor, and Elizabeth Wright. And now, that special moment, the Board of Trustees President Jennifer Thomas, assisted by Upper School Director Beth Gammons, will prepare to present the diplomas. Please come forward to receive your diploma as your name is called. Aubrey Curtis Adams. Bridget Ann Belk. Bryson Reese Brady. Finley Reese Brightwell. Emily Gail Cahill. Cristiano D. Morrow. Piper Delaney Doughton. Webb Cunningham Garrett. Stiles Thomas Jeremita. Terrence DeRay Hairston. Dakari Deshawn Hampton. Ryan Allen Lane. Ian Xavier Martin. Gabriel Matthew Richardson. Jacob Kanye Simpson. Chloe Alexandria Taylor. Andrew Wong Trong. Elizabeth Caston Wright.